Hello and welcome to another episode of my vlog. I'm going to be really honest and say that after having a really good time away in Metung and feeling motivated to come back and hit the ground running and implement all of the things that I had worked out while I was away, it really hasn't eventuated. And to be really honest, probably lost my way a bit this week. While I'm not working, there is an opportunity to set some new structures, build some new routines, and get some things done like fix light bulbs and get all those things that you never have time to do in the day-to-day to get those done. And to be really honest, there were two things that were a little deflating that probably set me back a bit and made me feel a little uneasy. And the first of that was the vet and how expensive it was, but also just how the last episode went from a numbers point of view. And I know I probably shouldn't spend too much time worrying about the numbers and whether it's going viral or anything like that, but it was just one of those moments where I had put a lot of effort into that episode and the reel or the short that went with it. And I made a bit of a mistake by posting them within an hour of each other and probably spammed the socials a little bit. So I was a bit disappointed in that, and it probably created a level of doubt where I was starting to question a lot of things. But it just led to this task paralysis where I just really wanted to do something and needed to do something and really haven't done it. But then I caught up with Aidan, my former colleague, who is doing really well in his new job, and we were having a chat about that and talking about some of the ideas that I had for being a full-time creator. And it was a conversation where the thing I took out of it, amongst many things, is that you can absolutely do things if you just do it. And it also goes with one thing that Kate said to me, which is, Matt, you spend a lot of time planning and you just need to start doing. And she's absolutely right. And I think that's where a lot of people, myself right now, we just get caught up with spending so much time planning, agonizing, will it work and whatnot, when you should just have a go and do it. The frustrating thing about that is something that I've said on this vlog, but it's also what those who have succeeded and who do well, that's what they've said. They haven't really worried about letting perfect be the enemy of the good. It's just that it's better to do it. And at the end of the day, if the outcome is going to be this, it's just about building the pathway to getting there. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect as long as it gets you from A to B. Obviously, you want to do it in the best way possible, but as long as you get there, that's the main thing. So I want to use the next few days as an opportunity to get back on track and approach things with a positive mindset and just say, yep, I'm just going to do it. And later on in this video, I'll share with you the specific goals that I'm seeking to achieve, and I'll outline them to you. So it's sort of giving you a clear indication of what those goals are. And when I say achieving these goals, these are the things that I absolutely want to achieve in this lifetime. And I would be satisfied if I achieved all these things. Yeah, there could be other things that I would love to do. And, there's other dreams that you could always live and the possibilities are endless, but these are the ones that I want to achieve. So in terms of getting things back to where I want them to be and moving in the right direction, starts today. I'm once again playing footy. We're playing against South Bendigo at Harry Trott. It's a big day. There's a really worthy cause that everyone's raising money and awareness for. So that'll be a big day. So hopefully we'll play well. South are a really good team. They're on top of the ladder in the reserves comp. So this will be a really big test. Go to Bunnings because I've got to pick up some light bulbs to finish a few jobs around the house. Come home, have something to eat, wash, get changed, and settle in for the evening. It's just me this weekend. Kate's playing netball in Warwick Nabil, so I'm really going to have to challenge myself to get things done and motivate myself. So I better get going. I've got to just get changed into my footy stuff, pack it up, and head to Harry Trott via the supermarket to pick up a banana because I forgot to buy that the other day. So yeah, let's get ourselves heading in the right direction. been a pretty slow going morning this morning. It's very wet outside. It's been raining all day. We had a loss against South. We got pretty close, but they were just too good in the end. I'm actually a bit sore. I've managed to scrape a bit of my lower leg in an attempt to try and chase somebody down. Anyway, I've lost a bit of skin off my lower leg on my left leg, so I've had to wash everything out and put some Savlon on and do that a couple of times. And to be honest, it hurts a bit, so hopefully it's not too bad. But that sort of kept me up overnight and meant my morning today has been a bit slow. It was also quite good to get some things finally ticked off the list. One of those things was replacing a few light bulbs inside and in the outdoor area. So it's good to get those tasks done and get them out of the way so I can focus on other things. So I'm going to share more of my goals with you and being a bit more specific about them. And I do appreciate that I've probably been a bit vague as to what they are. So I want to share them with you and what sort of themes they fall under. But before I do, I just want to share a bit of a lesson, just a bit of a thought, and it relates to getting this lower leg injury. It reminds me of a time where I was trying out to get into a football program when I was growing up. My coach was certainly someone who challenged me and tried to get the best out of me. I ultimately didn't make the cut originally, but I eventually played one game later on in the program and was able to contribute to us winning a premiership, which was really cool to be somewhat a part of. I was in one of the training sessions in the lead up to them finalising the squad, or the jumper squad as they called it, and I remember having my ankle strapped and having some issues with my ankle and probably feeling the pain a little too much as it was getting a little too hard. The taping on the inside of my boot actually sort of peeled a bit of skin off and it really hurt. And I reacted to that, and my coach was watching me the whole time and really ripped into me and really challenged me and whatnot. And so I think about my leg and the pain of, obviously a skin graze is not very nice. Playing on a pretty sandy surface, it's going to hurt. You've got to do the right thing and wash it out. And when you get in the shower, it obviously stings a lot. And when you try and clean it out, it stings. And it stings for that moment. And I really had to grit my teeth and just get through it and get the job done and ensure that I'm looking after myself and making sure everything's nice and clean and that I've got the Savlon on and doing all of that. To me, it remains one of the great lessons to reflect on personally, where it was a situation where I probably, going through a bit of pain, going through a little bit of discomfort. I guess that sense of wanting to give in and give up. I think at the time that was probably an example where I needed to push myself a bit more and I didn't. But sometimes when you've got a bit of discomfort, you just have to work through it and get things done. And even when there's quite a bit of friction with doing a task, a bit like replacing the light, which have sat there for a long time and it's been something we've been meaning to do. Once you get it done, it didn't take that long at all. I guess the message is it's just all about you're making tangible steps towards those goals and just doing it. And it sounds simple. There's plenty of books and videos and social media content out there that give advice as to what you can do, and that will help you push through these barriers. And that's where I find myself at the moment. After a week of just feeling like I can't do it and a week of real task paralysis, I'm starting to push through and get some things done, which is really important. So it leads me to share with you my goals and what are exactly the things that I'm working towards. There's 4 or 5 goals that I have, and they all fit under pretty much 3 themes. The first theme being my family and friends and all of the things that I would love to do for them and with them. The second theme is health and well-being, physical health, mental health. And then the third one is work-life balance. Obviously, working, having a job or an income that pays the bills but also making time for what really matters and, yeah, those once in a lifetime experiences. And by the way, with these are goals that I would love to achieve in this lifetime. Doesn't matter how soon I achieve them, how long it takes to achieve them. These are the things that I really want to achieve in this lifetime. If there are other things that come up that would be fantastic, sure, I would love to be able to do them, but I wouldn't be worried if I missed out on those things. The things that I've written down are the things that I definitely want to do. So the first one is a pretty broad one, but it's to achieve things on my bucket list. And everyone knows what a bucket list is. Everyone has different things on it depending on whether it's you yourself want to achieve or you've seen what others have done, whether that's travel related, career related. And I've got quite a big list of things, and they're mostly sports related. One example is I've always wanted to see Aston Villa, the Premier League team that I barrack for. I've always wanted to see them play at Villa Park. A lot of my sort of travel bucket list items are revolved around that theme. So obviously traveling around the world would be great. You know, while we're talking about England, I'd love to go to Lord's and watch a test match there. I'd love to go on an Ashes tour as a fan and just go to the different grounds and see the UK, see different parts of that, but also watch the cricket, which would be fantastic. And then there's other places in the world that I'd love to be able to watch sport, whether that's in a cricket sense, going to Galle in Sri Lanka or the West Indies. New Zealand would be a great place to visit as well. Even South Africa, like there's so many places that I would love to go for sport. And then there's the different sports themselves. So football or soccer, going to a World Cup would be fantastic. I'd love to do that one day. Going to the Olympics would be fantastic. So a lot of them are sports related. They're the specific things that I would love to do. And then of course there's my other passion in wrestling. I'd love to be able to go to WrestleMania one day, to the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is the one I really want to go to. That's my favourite event. And I'd love to be able to go to a Royal Rumble. A SummerSlam would be great as well, a few other events as well. So yeah, it is a pretty broad bucket list. It's probably a video in itself. My second goal, which is really a goal that I share with Kate, is that we really want to build our dream home and to build a home that will raise our family in, but a home that has everything that we want, that suits our lifestyles now, but also into the future. We've been going to plenty of display homes. We've been looking at some houses, and we've been watching all of the renovation shows, all of the real estate shows. And I know Kate has a really great eye for design and for what she would like. But obviously building a home these days, but particularly in Victoria, can be really, really challenging. So it just requires a lot of time, effort, and a lot of saving down the track. So that's the second goal that we would really love to achieve. And the third goal is to become a full-time creator and to have my own creative studio. It's something that I have dreamt about for the last few years, and dreamt of what it'd be like to have my own space where I can make my own videos and create content, but also run a business, creating content for other people. I'd certainly love to get into the podcasting space and perhaps have a podcast studio and create a space where people can experience something fun, fulfill their dreams, do something different, but have my own space where I can create, I can express myself and put all the pieces of content together that I've always wanted to put together. But again, that's something that will take a fair bit of time, but with all these goals, with a firm commitment and real determination to achieve them, I'm sure that these things can happen sooner rather than later. The fourth goal ties around the health and well-being aspect and wanting to be as fit as I can for my family and for everyone, being as fit and healthy as I can to be a dad, but also for myself and wanting to do things. I certainly want to keep playing sport for as long as I can. I'm committing to another season of cricket. I will play footy next year, and now that I've committed to that, my intention is to get to every training session, continue to work in the gym like we have been doing, building strength, getting my body right. And so ultimately the goal would be, specifically for cricket and footy, is to win another flag. It's been a while since I've been part of a flag and winning one as a player, so I'd love to be able to do that and at least try and contribute to the team's success. So that's my ultimate intention, and if I can win another one in both sports or one or the other, I'd be pretty content with that, and I can, retire and give it away a bit. But I also want to be fit and active to be able to do different things and play different sports, and maybe I want to play golf again, or play a bit of tennis, or pickleball, paddle, or whatever sport. Give things a go. But most importantly, the inspiration for being fit and healthy is for my family and being the best person that I can possibly be. Getting my body right, but also getting my mind right and trying to eliminate all the negativity, getting those systems and habits right, and to be positive and proactive and achieve ultimately those things that I want to achieve. All these goals are underpinned by a few things. Obviously, the financial side of it and having the right structures in place. Obviously, having a job or having an income is really important. That will underpin all of these things. So given that I've left my job and I currently don't have anywhere to work, getting a job will be a key thing. But also getting the systems around that, making sure that I'm investing, being disciplined with my spending, not spending too much money on takeaway coffees or lunches or those sorts of things, and really getting the financial structures right to not only save money but also have them sort of designed that they are going towards my goals. So for example, having a savings account or a sub account that's dedicated to each goal and quarantining that money, but also just looking at my finances constantly and looking at where can I cut waste. Is there a subscription that I've had that I haven't really touched and no longer use? Can I get rid of that? So that's how I will do that, with a bit of structure and discipline, certainly on the financial side of it. But like all things, just building good systems, habits and routines that are all designed towards achieving the desired outcomes. So a big part of this week and this episode has been around just the need to get going and getting things done again, and re-establishing some systems and routines which have dropped off in recent times. But the key thing going forward from here will be just moving past that sense of hesitation and that doubt of what if. If it doesn't work, then so be it, but you'll never know if you don't have a go. So that's where I'm at the moment, and yeah, I just need to get on with the job and get going. And there have been too many situations like this in the past where I've sort of let things go and wallowed and procrastinated and nothing has moved forward. I get to a situation where I'm planning a lot and I've got all the right ideas and all the possibilities come out on paper. You spend a lot of time planning, it's all about doing. So I guess from now on, it's all about moving forward properly this time and taking meaningful steps forward towards my goals. So there's no time like the present, and there's no more time to waste. So be positive and have a go and keep going. Well, I'm really glad I went to the gym this morning, even though my leg is much sorer than I anticipated. It was actually a fair skin graze, but Kate was able to help me with bandaging my leg and making sure it was all good to go. When I got up this morning, I could feel the blood and the bruising just sort of filtering through, and it was a bit sharp in terms of the pain, but I'm really glad that I went to the gym in the end and really pushed through. It wasn't like I was pushing through a broken leg, so that's really positive that I was able to get going this morning. And I guess that's a pretty good way to move on from last week, a week where nothing really happened. There was a task paralysis and I felt pretty negative and pretty down. So this week has started off really positively, and I guess that's a really good way to end this episode. When things just get a little bit difficult, it's important to push through where you can and make progress towards the goals that we're ultimately trying to achieve. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.